footage of an anti-migrant protest in Leeds has been censored on X. You will have to explain to me why those things are happening and whether you're proud.
While one man was calmly exposing government censorship, online suppression and the cover-up of grooming gangs, a former Labour MP sat there with a smug smile on her face.
I let you finish your point. Please let me respond. I defy you to explain why it is that...
She grinned as Zia Yusuf laid out the terrifying implications of the new Online Safety Act.
Starmer's collapse in terms of his favourability rating is without precedent in history.
She smirked while he pointed out that even speeches protected by parliamentary privilege are now being erased from the internet. Why would someone laugh at that? Tonight you'll watch what happened and decide for yourself whether we're still living in a free country. But be warned, this kind of footage doesn't last long online. It makes the wrong people nervous. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Look, you can debate a piece of legislation, but to resort to that kind of ad hominem slur is disgraceful. But look, it's also not surprising. Labour, it is the act of a government that is flailing in desperation. The latest YouGov poll puts us 7 points ahead of Labour. That's before the Corbyn party starts registering in these polls, at which point that's going to go to 12 to 15 points. Starmer's collapse in terms of his favourability rating is without precedent in history. And I want to make this point too. If this is about protecting children, then you'll have to explain to me why Section 44 of the Act gives none other than Mr. Carl himself the ability to unilaterally order Ofcom to rewrite the rules on his whim without parliamentary scrutiny, or Section 179 that creates a threshold of illegality, forcing not just making this speech illegal, but forcing social media companies to proactively censor and take down speech that is, and I quote, causes non-trivial psychological harm. Who determines that? Who determines what non-trivial psychological harm is? So all of that stuff, it's a 200-page act. Most of the people talking about it, frankly, haven't read it. We have. And by the way, any student of history will tell you that tyranny is always presented in the warm fuzz of safety and security, and in the hope that nobody reads the small print.
I mean, I can't answer for Peter, and I actually
No,
think
you
that
can
this particular argument, this argument is extremely unedifying, the one between Peter and Nigel. I think the serious point here is about the protection of children and the protection of the public from serious illegal harm. It is illegal, and I defy you, Mr. Yusuf, to say that it's okay for certain websites to be promoting terrorism and nothing should happen. I defy you to say that it's absolutely okay for websites and algorithms deliberately to target children with pornography, and you're okay with that. I defy you actually to look at any of the 17 forms of crime that are listed in the Ofcom guidance and say you're okay with them being promoted. You couldn't possibly be. As for the ability of Peter Carl, the Secretary of State for Science and Technology, to be able to write regulations, that is a completely usual piece of legislation. That's what happens when you have a huge piece of legislation. It's 200 pages, as you say. I have also read every one of them because I was an MP at the time. I read every one of them. You come out with something that's important as a principle, which Jonathan has said. It's important that a country decides we do not want children to be harmed by pornography, access to terrorism, which you, Jonathan, said yourself in your evidence to Ofcom is extremely dangerous because children are particularly vulnerable.
There is a tension, isn't there, Zia, where if you're a free speech absolutist, then all that is fine. But there are laws about what you can and can't see and what you can and can't promote. And this bill is saying that children in particular should not have access to exactly the things that Thangham was talking about.
Well, I defy you to explain why it is that in the 48 hours or so that this legislation has really bitten and has come into force. Let's look at what's actually been censored. Explain to me why Katie Lamb's speech in the House of Commons, by the way, where there's supposed to be parliamentary privilege, where she excoriated the track record of those who covered up the grooming gangs, for example, that has been censored on X. You'd have to I defy you, with respect, I let you finish your point, please let me respond. I defy you to explain why it is that a transcript of the testimony inside court with regards to the grooming gangs has also been censored on X, and many anti-government tweets have been censored on X. Footage of an anti-migrant protest in Leeds has been censored on X. You will have to explain to me why those things are happening and whether you're proud that this legislation has created an environment where you talk about protecting predators. By censoring that speech, what we are doing is encouraging the cover-up that allowed predators to prey on women in this country.
Last time I looked, I'm not in charge of X. That would be your friend, Mr. Elon Musk. If Mr. Elon Musk thinks that is within the confines of the legislation, he needs to consult Ofcom about the guidance. I've looked at the guidance. Maybe you haven't, maybe Mr Musk hasn't. Maybe Mr Musk is too busy, but he's in charge of X.
So you wash your hands of the consequences of the legislation that you passed.
Censored X. I think you're fine if X has taken something
Let's
down.
move on, actually.
A debate about free speech turned into a smug, dismissive performance by a former Labour MP, while Zia Yusuf laid out the cold, hard truth. So here's what you can do to fight back. Smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss what they want taken down, share this video before it mysteriously disappears, and leave a comment.